In this video, guys, we're going to look at the pros and cons of leaving a resting order in the market. Stay tuned. Hey guys, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me. All right, so resting order in the market is basically when you've done your analysis and you've decided to buy at this level or short at this level or sell at this level. It's basically planning your trade before the market is even anywhere near the position. So for example, you could say, let's do a quick example. Let's say you've kind of seen the market do this and it's closed here. And the next day you say, well, actually, I'd quite like to initiate a short at this high level. So you'd put your short entry into the market before the market was even anywhere near it. Maybe you had a cover to go there or along there, whatever it is. The point is that you're resting an order in the market and you're pre-planning the level you want to get involved in. So there are pros and cons to doing that. You need to decide whether it's right for you by looking at some of the pluses and some of the minuses from actually leaving the resting order in the market, as opposed to actually sitting in front of the screen and maybe waiting for the order market to get there and then executing it. So the pro is that you can't become too emotional in the heat of the moment. So in other words, if you're a sort of trader that actually, when your level comes up, you don't want to trade it, you're over trading, you're jumping the gun, you're not pulling the trigger, and you've got all the sort of mix of emotions inside of you, then it's possibly a good thing because it eliminates that. Because ultimately, if you're not there and you've got the resting order in, it is what it is. And also, if you are there at the screen, you've got the resting order in, it perhaps takes more for you to cancel it than it does to initiate a fresh order. So if you're the kind of person who gets sort of caught up in the heat of the moment and does stuff you shouldn't be, then maybe this is a pro to consider. But the other one, guys, is confidence from reading the market well. There's always something to be said by gaining confidence in trading and feeling like you're doing the right thing. And if you're there and you've picked a good level, the market's reversed and it's done exactly what you thought it would do and you've positioned yourself accordingly, there's nothing better for self-confidence to say, well, actually, I'd planned that, my thesis was correct, I was in the right level at the right time, everything was perfect for it, it was a good trade. And it just builds your confidence, especially if you've done it before, way before, rather than kind of at the point in time hitting the trade, and you could almost say, well, 50-50, could have got it right, could have got it, but a little bit more confidence, I think, from feeling the market and positioning the market before it gets there. Another one, guys, is kind of operational thing is at times do other things. So if you don't want to be sitting in front of the screen all day, you want to be doing other things, or you have got the obligation to do other things, and this is something you can do. You can put the resting orders in the market, stagger your limits and stops around it, and then walk away. So you can actually do it. You have to be sitting in front of the screens waiting for the market to hit that level, because you're waiting and waiting, it hits the level, you initiate a short. If it doesn't hit the level, you don't want to initiate a short. So it's good for your discipline as well. Patience and discipline, the final one. It helps you wait for the level. You may well be kind of jumping the gun. If you're the type of person who jumps the gun and market comes your way, you want to get it, you want to get short, and you end up going a little bit too early, you don't wait for that last little squeeze, then this helps you, because literally that's when the order is only going to be filled at that level. In fact, you can even do stuff like start to sort of put an order above for a fake out above. You like trading and trading the break, or even going with the break if you're going to stop entry, so to speak. Helps you be patient, helps you be a little bit more disciplined. All right, so those are some of the pros that we've got it in it. The cons, guys, are that you might miss good opportunities. So in other words, if you're at the screen, very often you might find that there's something happening in the other direction, or something you haven't seen that is really quite a good opportunity. You might have some sort of news, it might turn into a day that's a different type of day, it might be kind of a trending type day, and you don't want to get involved in a trending type day, so you might end up getting filled when you don't want to be getting filled. So there's a kind of a downside to not being there and assuming the same type of conditions are going to be the same when you come to get the order filled. The other one is you can't adjust to suit conditions. So similar to that, if things change, may perhaps get more volatile, you can't then say, well, actually, if I was fading that break, I might want a bit more, because really we've been really quite angry and volatile down here. I expect, as if we get up to here, to maybe overshoot by twice what I thought, so to reduce the size, double the stop, etc. So you can't really adapt and adjust. You could miss fills, can be frustrating. I've been there before, guys, where I've literally missed fills on beautiful trade, super profitable trade, and missed it by kind of 5 or 6 ticks, and it's reversed back and you give them back the gains. If you're not there to do anything about it, you can't do anything about it. That's the downside that you've got with it. And the final thing is you can't trade from dynamic levels. So if you're trading, let's say you're trading off a moving average or a VWAP, for me, I like to trade off a volume weighted average price. If that's maybe your target and price has kind of been moving up, then the VWAP's going to slope, the moving average is going to slope. You can't really trade off levels. Also, you can't trade off indicators as well. Now, of course, you go one level on, or one extra on this and kind of write some code that fires an order for you based on the indicator you're watching. I understand that, but if you're just using standard limits, buys, sells, stops, OCOs, OSOs, etc., then you're quite restricted in the way that you can operate. So those are pros and cons, guys. I think on balance, it's a good tool to have in your toolbox under certain conditions. Some certain conditions, it's probably not that useful for you and you end up doing more harm than good. But under most conditions, when the market's trading, it's not bad to have a resting order in, and maybe it can be a hybrid of both. So you can say, listen, I have the resting order, but I'm still there at the screen to be able to adjust and adapt under these conditions. So these conditions, I might remove it or whatever it may be. So, you know, something to explore. Perhaps if you're a little bit impatient, perhaps if your discipline's not quite as good as it could be, just try the resting order thing. Another thing, final thing, which I didn't mention, which is a super big one, especially for you day traders, is that you can't then get into a frenzy of trading on tilt, because if you've got your resting orders in for the day, let's say you're picking a couple of trade ideas for the day, you've got your resting orders in, you planned it out and that's it, then that's it. You know, you come back at the end of the day, especially if you're leaving for the day, come back and you've either won or you made money or you've lost money. You can't really get yourself into a cycle of course you could do that day after day, but if you're often the person who digs yourself a big hole intraday, then this is something that can at least stop that. All right, guys, pros and cons of leaving resting orders in the market. Let me know if you like this kind of thing. A thumbs up is much appreciated as always, as is your subscription, and comments. You know, do you leave resting orders? Do you prefer to kind of trade on the fly and see what happens and adjust? Let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.